3.2. Above that, there's 7.2. Above that, 8.3, and then at the top, 9.2. They use the plasma tweeter. Plasma is no mass, no magnet, no moving coil. There's nothing. It's just air, and it goes up to 150 kilohertz. Super tweeters only go up to 80 kilohertz. Why is it so important? Because if you have a tweeter that cannot dissipate the energy around 18 kilohertz, which most tweeter designs cannot, it actually overshadows the upper mid-range. When you take that out of the equation, you start hearing more of the mid-range. We're driving it with VIVA audio from Italy. This is Solista integrated. It's based on 845 tubes. It delivers a whopping 22 watts in Class A. Now, most manufacturer of tube gear wants to push the tubes to their limit. And that creates a huge problem down the road. Not only that, but also it shortens the tube life. In theory, you can get 10 watts Class A from an 845 tube, single tube. So in theory, you should get 40 watts out of this. But the designer keeping it halfway and getting 22 watts out of it, which basically extends the life of the tubes as well as doesn't create any problems by heating up the circuitry. There's no circuitry on this one because this is point to point. But in most of the designs, that could be the problem. We're using the Thrax Maximina stack, and Esoteric is a transport only. All of our cables are Albedo silver cables, which are monocrystal silver cables. They smelt their own silver, they extrude their own silver, and it's monocrystal. Monocrystal silver is very hard to extrude because it's so soft. You need to be a jeweler to know what you're doing, and the owners are actually jewelers by trade. When you have a monocrystal cable, silver cable, in your system, what will happen is it will increase your bass definition. Quite the contrary of the belief in the market that silver cables tend to be light and overemphasizing the high frequencies. That's not true if you have a monocrystal cable. Most of the other manufacturers have to use different alloys like copper and gold in order to basically extrude the cable. Otherwise, it's so soft you can break it. To give you an idea, Albedo, from their entry line all the way to the top, each wire that they produce is hand polished as well to increase the conductivity. Just imagine, everything is done by hand. They make their own monocrystal silver spades and bananas for their speaker cable too. It's a very unique company and it sounds absolutely fantastic. But enough of me talking, let's play another track. And what was I going to put in? I didn't bring the CD, sorry.